Good morning. Good morning. Gee, it's great to start your day with coffee with Karma today. Today marks the debut of my brand new logo on a mug. Isn't that exciting? This week I debuted my new logo, which you can see right here. That's the wording. Right here's the wording. And then right over here is the actual image. And this is what it looks like on my brand new coffee mug. I got it primarily because I just wanted a bigger mug of coffee. Because my first mug, I think, was a 12 ounce. This is 15, and it gives me more coffee, and I like that because I like coffee with enough other stuff added to it. Good morning, my name is Carma Spence, and I help executive coaches, business leaders, and consultants write, publish, and market their client-attracting books so that they can grow their businesses. And you are watching Coffee with Karma. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about the 5 writing fears that may be getting in the way of your thought leadership dreams. And I'm going to share with you how to conquer them so that you don't have to be roadblocked from your dreams and aspirations. How's that sound? So, fear number 1. This is the fear of not being good enough. It's imposter syndrome. Now, there is evidence that the more intelligent and competent you are, the more likely you are to experience imposter syndrome. So, if you are feeling like you aren't good enough and have imposter syndrome, then it is highly likely that that is a false belief and that you do have what it takes and that you have more than enough. So, it just seems that there are many, many professionals who fear that their writing won't match their experience. And, there are a couple of things you can do it to solve this. You may be right. You may be an expert in your field, but not at writing. Now, most people who are really good at communicating in general about their expertise can write something that's decent enough that needs only a light edit. But you don't have to be a writer in order to get a book out. You can hire a ghostwriter. You can hire editors. You can hire a book advisor like myself to help you get over the hurdles that you have. Having writing that's not up to stuff is not a game changer. It's not. It's just something that you may have to spend a little extra time or a little extra money to fix things because you couldn't write them well the first time, but it's nothing to stop yourself from writing a book over. Fear number 2 is the fear of time investment. A lot of busy professionals don't prioritize writing their book, and so they find it hard to get it done. And sometimes life just happens. I know I've been struggling with a little bit of the time thing myself. I'm a little behind, where I wanted to be of my next book because life throws you lemons, you make lemonade. Life throws you curveballs. I don't know what you do with curveballs because 'cause I'm not a baseball fan. But if you're a baseball fan, let me know. What do you do with curveballs? I'm pretty sure you don't let them hit you in the face. Let me just say that. So, what you need to do is find the time to write. Now, I've done an entire episode, I believe, of The Author Switch in which I talk about how to use time. I interviewed Sheila Hawkins about how to use time. She's a good person to follow. If you struggle with productivity and time management, she's a good person to follow. And the best thing I think is, first of all, prioritize your tasks so that you're getting it's sort of like the, Stephen Covey thing where you do the important things first. So, make sure that you put the big rock of writing your book into your calendar before you put all the little rocks and the sand into your calendar. So, make it a priority. And then you can find interstitial moments in your life in which you can be working on your book. And you don't have to actually like write it with pen and paper or even a computer. You don't have to be at your computer to be writing your book. All you need is a recording device and we pretty much all have them in this thing called a phone, a smartphone, and you just turn on record and you record it. Or if you don't, you can use and if you record it on video, you might even have little clips that you can use to market your book later. So you can fit the time in. I mean, I've done it. It's not going as fast as I had initially planned, but I tend to be ambitious. My eyes are often bigger than my time, and I'm sure we all understand how that feels. Fear number 3 is fear of the blank page. Sometimes you'll look at that blank page and it feels like it's mocking you. "Neener, neener, neener, you don't have a word." Well, there are lots of different ways to fight the blank page. Number 1, you could do something silly, like just bang on your typewriter so that random characters go on it. Sometimes that gets it flowing. Sometimes you can take somebody else's writing and just type that up to kinda get the rhythm going, and then sometimes you need to do something else. Honestly, you need to understand what's causing you to have a blank page. Because when you have that blank page, it's some form of writer's block, and there are 6 different, root causes to writer's block, and you need to find those what your root cause is so that you can find the right remedy. Now, if you need help with that, I have a free writer's block assessment that you can take at authorneering.com/, block assessment. And, it basically you ask a series you answer a series of questions, and then at the end, it tells you your most likely predominant root cause is this. If your answers were all over the place and it's highly likely that you have more than one, then there is a result that talks about that as well. So, you find out what the root cause of your blank page is, you fix it, you move on. Fear number 4, the fear of imperfection. You know, you just sometimes have to write so that's good enough, and then you it doesn't okay, I've been a professional writer for 30 plus years, and I've been a writer since I was 4, and I'm not 34. I did not turn 34 on Monday. Um, the first draft is never perfect. It always needs an edit, a polish. And I've gotten really good so that my first draft is usually fairly clean, but I still need to go through and polish it. I usually have someone else take a look at it as well. In fact, with books, I edit it usually once or twice. Then I have a volunteer known as my husband edit it once, and then I hire somebody. I hire a professional editor to edit my work because I want my books to be as clean as possible once they are published. Does that mean typos don't get in? Sometimes they do. If you look at any book that's published by one of the big, big publishers, you're likely to find at least one typo in a novel. I have found many a novel with a typo. It happens. It's okay. Your ideal peeps don't care. And the people who complain about those little things, they aren't your peeps. So just get it out of your head and onto paper and then hire professionals to help you polish it up. Because your first draft is going to be coal, but there's a diamond in there, and that's what the editing process is for. Fear number 5 is the fear of overwhelming complexity. A book can feel like a big project, but the best thing you can do is create an outline so that you know how you want to organize it, and then break that outline into bite-sized chunks so that you can, tackle one chunk at a time. A novel is written one word at a time, one sentence at a time, one paragraph at a time, one section at a time, one chapter at a time. Break down your book to the smallest part that makes you feel comfortable and then focus on that. Then you're not overwhelmed. Then you're not overwhelmed. So there you go. The 5 top fears about writing a book and how to bust through them. On Friday, I will be talking about 5 quirky writing challenges that can spark your creativity. And I'll even have a handout that you can download for free with that one. So, this is Carma Spence, host of Coffee with Karma, saying ciao for now.